What's going on, guys? Hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. In this video, I want to talk about what's going on today. We have Bitcoin touching some new recent highs, we have Cleanspark breaking out of its descending wedge even more so, and I also have another stock that I want to show you that I am bullish on overall, and I am thinking of getting in very soon. Now, if you don't mind hitting the like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, it definitely helps my channel out. Consider checking out the links down below to some free stocks and cryptos, and if you want to join my membership, it's only $2 a month. And right now, I'm here on TradingView's heat map, and you can see around me just this mostly gray, very flat day, pretty low volume in some cases, and I haven't seen the market like this in quite a while, where we just have such a flat, just slow moving day. Bitcoin, however, saw a pretty decent day. We ran up all the way to 38,500, which is a new recent high, and it does look like we're trying to break out of this tightening pattern here, this wedge. However, I want to see a candle close above this pattern, and when you zoom into the 1 hour and the 4 hour, you'll see we didn't see that. We broke out of it, but we did come back into this pattern. But I am watching for a candle to close above this pattern. We haven't seen that yet. But Bitcoin's looking great. The RSI has been able to reset a bit, and I do think our next break over 38.5 will give us a nice run, probably to 39. And Cleanspark is just seeing this epic move. We broke out of this descending resistance, and Cleanspark is just shooting up, already back working its way towards $6. Now, we are becoming overbought on some time frames, so I personally expect a little bit of hopefully sideways action, not a dump. We get a little bit of sideways action, that RSI resets, and we can work on these previous resistances, get back towards that 8. But things are looking good in the crypto space, a lot of crypto related stocks breaking out, and I want to show you another stock that I am bullish on, but I don't yet have a position. And this is going to be Coinbase, and let me know if you want me to cover this a little more deeply, do a dedicated Coinbase video, but I do want to bring Coinbase to your attention. Now, I wouldn't buy it today necessarily, it is becoming quickly overbought, but we are working on breaking out of previous resistances. I want to see some sideways action here. We probably will find resistance here at 114. Just because of how overbought we are, and a breakout won't give much further move from here in my opinion. I want to see this pull back a little bit, trade sideways for a second, get closer to those moving averages, and then get that really nice break over that 114, 115 level. And if we can do a nice break above this where the RSI is actually reset, I think we can run very nicely. You'll notice that all the way to about 150, we really don't have much resistance. Back in 2022 when this was falling, it just fell right through. There were no real levels that it established. So we should see a nice breakout soon to 150. Now, I do want to touch on their revenue. One thing to see is that their revenue has shrunk from the peak of the previous bull run, and they aren't currently profitable, but they were at some point in the previous bull cycle. And let me know if you guys were around back when this first IPO'd. There was a lot of hype around Coinbase, and you saw these really nice revenues, 2.2 billion reported when they had an estimate of 1.8 billion nearly. Massively profitable quarter. They reported over $6 EPS with an estimate of $2. However, after that, things started going downhill, Bitcoin started dropping in price, and Coinbase started posting out some pretty iffy quarters, some pretty negative quarters. However, when volume does enter back into Bitcoin and we start getting those breakouts, those tests towards previous all-time high, that test of breaking out of 70,000, Coinbase is going to see a lot of money flow in, a lot more transactions coming in, which means they'll be making fees off those transactions, and they will eventually get back to those crazy revenues where they're pulling in $2-3 billion nearly. And while I do think Coinbase is going to eventually break this 114, 115 level, I wouldn't necessarily buy it just right here just because we're so overbought. I would personally look for this to pull back a bit, maybe bounce around 110, maybe come down to about 100. I would be a little patient here. I do think there's some risk being that we're so overbought currently. But if you're willing to be patient, just slowly DCA, I do think this is a good entry point looking long term. Although short term, I do expect a small pullback. We might not see it though. Overall, I do expect Coinbase will be a very well-performing stock in the coming Bitcoin bull market, which we are just barely in the beginning of. But let me know how you guys are feeling today. How are you feeling about Bitcoin's move, breaking out of 38, getting to 38.5 before cooling off here? How do you feel about Cleanspark making a huge run today, continuing that breakout of our long-standing descending resistance? And what do you guys think about Coinbase? Are you bullish on it on the long term? Do you not want to touch that stock? I definitely think it's an interesting one to consider in the coming Bitcoin bull market, and I think Coinbase will be very, very successful over the long term, and they will get back to profitability. But let me know what you guys think about all that. Thanks as always for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.